Give it a minute.
Give seconds.
Can you imagine you get several to a restaurant?
Yeah,
If you had a break in or something, you'd be lucky to see
Yeah,
them.
they book you 6 weeks on.
Yeah. Appointment.
17.
Just turn the sound on.
Each seconds.
That's gone.
Okay, we'll come in.
Right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. I'm not going to go through all the fire regulations, but I think everybody knows them, but I don't think there's anybody here that needs any help, is there? I think everybody's okay, so I won't read all that out. Apologies for absence. Have we got any?
Les said he's going to be a bit late. Apologies from Wendy and David.
Declarations of interest. Anybody got any declarations they'd like to declare? No, all silent. During the meeting for the public, I don't think we've got any public here. I can't see any. So we go to the next one. To receive and agree minutes of the finance meeting full council held on the 22nd of April 24. John, you want to say something?
Yeah, I thought it took more than 6 minutes. They got a close time of 1:06.
That's just a typo.
Typo, yeah.
I'm sure.
We need to correct it.
Subject to that alteration.
Yeah,
I'm happy to alter that, Helen.
Yep.
Subject to that alteration, everybody happy with the minutes, please show.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, well, you can do that later, can't you? Yeah. To receive any consider any late or urgent items at Chairman's discretion. I haven't been asked for any. Have you got anything, Helen?
No, nothing.
No. Receive outstanding actions agreed at the last meeting. I don't know of any. Anything, Helen?
No, it's all in hand.
Getting through this fast. To discuss and consider any quotes for the barn complex utility renewal and quotes to circulated with receipt.
Yes, they've only literally just come in. So you won't have seen this. You want to have a quick look through them?
Yeah.
Because you haven't, I don't know if you got a copy, John? Yes. So I'll just let you have a quick look through. They literally came in about half an hour ago.
You're right, yeah. You sure?
I have.
Get that up for you there. I can see it a bit better now. So you've got top electric quotes for cheapest are in bold.
Yeah.
You've got term 24, 36 and 12 months.
Helen, excuse me.
Yeah.
When you say saving, what is it a saving on? What we're paying at the moment or the others?
Saving per year. So quote cost per year. See Hannah. Saving per year.
That's okay. That's fine. Just matter. Yeah, it's okay. I thought it was, but
Yeah.
it's getting better.
Then your gas are at the bottom there. Look.
Yeah.
So is anybody got anything if they want to? Any recommendations, Helen?
Well, I mean, you've got British Gas Light there, 24 months.
Mhm.
and the gas 36 months. So to be fair, I haven't had time to look at them because they've literally just come in.
Just, I think that
Yeah.
that is the best quote, isn't it, on there?
Helen, just a couple of things.
Yes, go.
If you've got British Gas Light here.
Yeah.
British Gas Light at the top. British Gas Light is not the cheapest at the top, but I'm just wondering if you combine the two, would they knock anything off that?
That we'd have to ask Graham.
It's in the point.
So Hannah's gone to a broker to do this, and they've done the prices for us.
Right.
So I'm hoping that they've done their job, and this is what has come out cheapest.
They are dropping dramatically. Ours has.
Yeah. So
So is this just for the barn?
this is just for the barn
Right.
because
If
we
we
weren't
just-
on a term with the barn. No, they're different.
One of my sort of things, I did bring this up once before in the past, if we was to combine all our properties and
No,
go
because
with
they're all
one,
different terms. and we're
terms.
From Scottish Power one, and you'd have to wait for them all to finish to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 but maybe when then once become renewable, we could perhaps look, or I would have thought is the more we can get onto the one company, the better the quote. I don't know if anybody else would agree with that.
These weren't tied in at all, which is why we've been paying quite a lot
Yeah.
for them.
Mhm.
Surely that's probably prudent to take the best deal at this
Yeah.
moment in time.
Yeah.
Oh, she do it. She
You know,
won't.
it's just where you got current cost per year, as we haven't been using it and we haven't been using anything, basically nothing. How are they going to say they're saving per year 490?
Standing charge, it's just standing
Oh,
charge.
so that's what Ross was on standing
Yeah,
charge as well.
Standing charge, yeah.
There is a little bit of power going out, isn't there, for the boiler,
Boiler
that
and
sort of
things, but
thing,
yes,
yeah.
that
Cotton
makes it
alarm
that-
and that sort
Yeah,
of.
but nothing as to where if it was
Oh,
being
no,
used.
that would probably be a lot
You're
more,
not
yeah.
even touching it.
That's your standing
Yeah.
charge, yeah.
But there's nothing in the near future to say that we're going to be. Is it?
No,
I would say we go along with the cheapest.
and just go for the shortest term, so 24
Yeah,
months and
yes,
30,
yeah.
so we can negotiate if
Yeah.
we need, yeah.
And ask the question whether if we combine the gas with them as well, whether we could get a little bit more off.
That, they have done that, like British Gas Light
Yeah.
at the top and electric, and
Yeah.
that's what they've done.
What term do you do it?
24 months.
24 months,
Yeah.
Another thing,
36 for the
Should-
gas.
Well,
Should we decide that we're doing something completely different with this,
Then
then we can finish contract there and
Yeah.
then.
I will check.
There's no
I will
get
check
out,
that.
no
No.
expenditure.
already.
If Strata can say, we said, right, we've just sold it to Joe Bloggs here.
Next week or something, yeah, you need to make
We can
sure.
walk
yeah,
away.
yeah,
Yeah.
So can we have a show of hands that we go with the cheapest quote?
Is that sold or leased? But both sold and leased?
Right, gas is different terms, though, isn't it? Different length.
Yeah.
The people, if it was leased, I suppose we could sort of pass the savings on to the leasing. couldn't we?
Can I make another proposal, please? That we're deciding something here and we haven't got all the facts again. And that just worries me that we're now made a decision which Helen's got to scrupulously carry out, and that might be wrong. Can we leave it?
Then I'll do a bit more.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
she-
we've only received this like
Yeah,
literally a minute
I
ago.
don't like
that's-
doing things
No,
like that.
I think you're right, Graham.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I'm happy to leave it. to
She,
them, to be perfectly
she,
frank.
she rang up, didn't she, and said she was sending them through.
Just
Um,
a bit anxious about rushing into this.
We'll do a bit more.
Yeah,
Just to
so,
get-
so we'll come back and if.
That's my
with the-
proposal, Paul. That is my-
The next council meeting, which will be September.
Yeah,
Yes.
Unless we just leave it to them to, and they're instructed to accept the best
the
deal.
best deal.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm really happy for them to do it,
Yeah,
unless Helen's got a link to her heat and the toilet, I'm sure.
everybody happy with, sorry, we're sort of going back on ourselves a little bit, but everybody happy with Graham's proposal? I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Helen?
Yeah.
To discuss and consider quote for appointing internal auditor for 24-25.
So, yeah, we've got Norfolk ALC we had last year. they haven't, so Jimmy, who worked for him, is not in contract with them anymore. So I asked them for a quote. They said he would still do it. I said, how can he still do it if he's not under contract with you? And they said, well, he'll do it as an ex-contractor. And I said, but does that mean his insurance is valid? And they haven't come back to me. We got some other quotes, as you can see. Trevor Brown currently conducts Watton and Suffolk councils. And then we've got Robin Gorham, who does Dereham, Gresson Hall and Cringleford.
Oh, I know him. I know him.
Yeah, so you can see there's a bit difference in the price there. Trev, they both do the same thing. They'll both come out, they give a full report. As you can see, they've both done town councils. Or we stick with Norfolk ALC, but I don't know that we will get Jimmy back. I don't know who will get.
How long before we've got to make a decision on this?
I need to know today.
Yeah.
I need to crack on with it.
Right.
Sorry.
Can I just ask,
Yeah.
about 400 quid seems absolutely sort of daft compared with the other two.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got plus travel. What does that mean? £100? They ain't got to be 600 quid, is it? Travel.
But he does do a report, and Dereham have been using him for years.
Well, there you go. There you are. The job done.
He's local.
Yeah.
On the other hand, he hadn't given us a very in-depth quotation. And I don't know what qualification he has, because he didn't say that in his, he just sent us an email. Whereas the other chap has done quite a lot.
Trevor Brown.
Yeah. I would prefer to see.
They don't need to have a qualification, to be fair, to be an internal auditor.
Yeah.
There isn't a qualification.
Yeah, Graham.
I would say if he's managing the affairs of Dereham Town Council, which is a much bigger,
And Cringleford.
and Cringleford, then I think we should be fairly safe with the scope.
Yeah. I will declare, because I do know Robin Gold. I do know him, not very well, but I do know of him. So I sort of will declare that just in case there's any.
Yeah, and you've spoken to him. He sounds pretty competent.
More
He
savings.
said I said I want him to come out and do a day visit. He said that's fine. That's what he does for Dereham.
I just got to say, which one we had last year, the Norfolk
Norfolk
ALC,
ALC
the report
was yeah.
was excellent, but with the first time on all my years, I actually had a report that I could read and understand. And I'm thinking, these are the sort of reports we need to tell us where our faults
I
are.
don't know who
And
I'm
our
going to get.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be quite happy to stay with them.
Do we know how?
That would be my opinion, because I could actually understand it.
I know he's not there. Jimmy's gone. He might be able to do it, but as I say, he's not in contact with them.
So really, it's a no-go,
I
really.
don't know. That's the.
You could choose the very dearest and get the worst one.
But
I just wouldn't like to see just a tick box effort. Like Stuart said, a good narrative is better than a tick box, isn't it?
We looked at Derehams. There's not much. They don't put those up, do they? Which they should do.
They should do.
What did you find at Gresson Hall? Do they have a written?
I got a written report.
You got a written report, yeah.
Jill, you wanted to say?
Well, no, I think, yeah, you've answered it, because obviously if they're happy with a proper report, then the cheapest surely is the best.
Yeah. So somebody might make a proposal on that, or did you want to say something else?
Oh, I was just going to say, I made a proposal, whoever it was last year, we stay with them because they found
But we don't.
the few, but there was only a few, but I think we should stick with them and then get a nice clean bill of health before we decide to change. At least we know where
don't
we
know that
are.
we can.
It might be a tad dearer, but you're not talking a major amount of money.
But Helen's saying we
I'm
don't
just
really.
worried that I'm not going to get Jimmy. I don't know who I'm going to get. That's my only concern, and I know.
Do you know the others, Helen? Do you know the others?
Yeah. What the two, Trevor and Robin?
Yeah.
No,
Right. So you don't know any of them?
I don't know any
You
of
see
them.
what I mean?
But Watton really recommended Trevor, and Dereham really recommend Robin. So
Is, do you want to make that a proposal?
They've all
Can
been
you
happy.
can you work with that proposal, going with the same one if possible? Or would you
No.
rather?
No, but she don't know any of
I don't know
these.
any of them, no.
She knows the other two, don't you, Leanne?
The one.
Jimmy.
I know Jimmy because
But
he.
you don't know if you-
But as I said, his contract ended with Norfolk ELC last year. I went back to the county officer and say, who's going to do our internal report? He said, oh, I think Jimmy will be able to do it. I said, but how can he do it under Norfolk ALC if he's not contracted to work for you? Who is he going to do it as?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
she's not come, she can't answer me.
So really, that proposal is a non-starter, really. Would you say?
So we're not sure who's going to be doing it anyway, so we might as well go with somebody different.
We,
It's going to be cheaper.
yeah, we ought to go with the person we know. So if you like, knock Stuart's on the head, we do not know who's going to do it.
No.
We know the bottom two. We know those two people and
They do local, they
Yeah.
do town
they
council.
do locals and they've checked them out on another site. And the cheapest one did a good report, Helen says. So as far as I'm concerned, if he's the cheapest, does a good report and work for all those other councils, I don't know what the question is.
Well,
Well, do you want to make that a proposal? We're looking for.
I'll stick my head out. I'll propose we go for the cheapest.
Anybody second
I'll
that?
second it.
Yeah, Lord, now we're in the muddle.
Right, no other proposals?
No.
No, does that, please show just that you're happy with that.
Go for it.
Yeah.
John, you're not happy with that? Okay, you're abstaining, yeah,
Well,
Not against it.
or against? Okay, so just for the record. To discuss and consider grant request from Myers Playing Field Trust.
we've got two grant requests here. We have already used our budget for grant, as I know that. So
That's opposition then, isn't it?
It's easy.
yeah, for both of them.
We have helped them in the past, haven't we, on different things?
Yeah,
But I do think that's important to explain to them
absolutely. I
that
will
yes, we
do.
haven't got the funding, we would like to, but we haven't got the funding. Not that we don't wish to. That's the only.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody happy that, well, there's no other option really, is there? That's not money there.
If you haven't got the money, you haven't got the money.
Right, that's
No, everybody,
fine.
would we, John,
consider them in the new budget year though.
Yes, and maybe next year you need to think about, because last year we didn't get asked for any grants.
No.
So we had a low budget. This year we've been asked for 3 already.
Can you explain that as well?
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
I would like to see that escape
Yeah.
project,
I'm sure we will consider.
the escape project, you know, so.
I'm helping them.
And I assume the same applies to the family action,
The same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah?
And that's a terrible shame.
it is. No, it is.
It's an absolute.
However, there are other, we'll put them in touch with some other funding if we can.
We do
They
support,
already know.
we do already support them with the allotment anyway, don't we?
No, we charged them.
No, we charge them.
Yeah, because someone was complaining bitterly about that on
Only
Saturday.
for the water.
We don't charge them rent.
No, we don't.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because someone was saying we do.
No,
I forget how many sites we've got, about 3 sites, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
So in a way, we are supporting them.
There was one other thing, Helen, they were only, that the family action were only asking from us. But I was wondering what their catchment area is for that escape project, because
Why?
possibly they should be asking other parish councils.
Yes. Yeah, and I
to
will
contribute,
put them in, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have a look for some
Look at that.
funding. Yeah,
to consider that,
yeah.
where the people come from as well.
They're quite busy in Kings Lynn.
Yeah.
Right. Consider a project for parish partnership
So the-
25-26.
This doesn't have to be decided today. Closing date's the 6th of December, but I just think we should acknowledge it and then you can start
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Mhm.
So schemes that will not be considered, underline not. Bids for minor traffic management changes which require a traffic regulation order, i.e. speed limits, weighting restrictions, weight restrictions. Bids for installation of low energy LED lighting in streetlights, mirrors in the highway, protection of private land from travellers and quiet lane zones. So it's just
What does
something,
that leave?
Yeah, exactly.
so which could be acceptable, small lengths of formal footway, TRODs, which is a simplified and low-cost footway, improved crossing facilities, improvement to public rights of way, flashing signs to tackle speed-ins, i.e. SAM2s, part-time
That's a
20 mile
missile.
per hour signs with flashing warning lights outside schools, keep clear carriageway markings outside schools, new bus shelter or sheltering lighting, and electric vehicle charging points.
But if they're saying that you won't do anything with the traffic, if it concerns traffic order, surely a pedestrian crossing would require a traffic order.
Improved, it doesn't mean a pedestrian crossing, it says improved, so it might be a drop curb putting in.
So my mind straight went to one on the east side of the
No,
marketplace.
it would be, that doesn't
So
mean,
urgent that is.
yeah, no, it would just be a
Yeah.
drop curb.
Oh, we get some complaints.
So it's not really, it's not going to help us with that at all, then, is it?
So just. things to consider.
Anybody else got anything, or would you like just think on it for the
Think
future?
on
We
it.
haven't got to make any sort of decision today, have we?
No,
No,
John?
Yeah, just, I know it's a bit remiss of me and Jill, that we've got this transport working group. And if anyone else would like, probably we ought to get a meeting together. And that's the sort of subject we ought to be thinking about, is what can go, what we could do. Yeah.
I'm sure Helen can pass that information on if they haven't already got it to the traffic group.
Yeah.
Then they could perhaps come up with ideas.
there's only Jill.
Yes.
Well,
well, there's two people from the public as
there
well.
you go.
Yeah.
So, and I think Graham wanted to come on, didn't you?
Sorry.
You said,
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
you
trying
did.
to-
I thought you
put your
told
hand
us.
up.
No, I'm just saying, I'm somewhat.
So-
But I got ready to organise nothing.
No, you just haven't done it, John.
So should we say we'll leave that with you to
Yes.
have a think about it
Well,
then?
I think it's a sort of natural forum for it, isn't it? We haven't got a proper remit, to be honest.
Can you move it forward? I think that's what you really want to say,
I
isn't it?
think we leave it open.
Yeah, let's move it forward, call a meeting, try and get
Yes.
some.
Yeah,
comment on
Yeah, I
that.
will. That's
A little-
that's good.
Can Helen do that? Or Leanne do that?
We could have it as an agenda item on the full council in September. When have we got to get the request in?
December the sixth.
So we've got plenty of time. We have it on the agenda when we've got, hopefully have the full council here. In case anybody comes up with an idea.
By arranging the meeting.
Some, just along someone from the town hall does.
well, actually, we could,
Well, if you do it yourself,
When
you don't
people
have
are
to have it
available.
here, you see, you can
No.
have it in the evening anywhere.
yeah,
Yeah,
Because there's only a working group.
Yeah.
It's better you organise it
I think
yourselves and
we
do the
organise
evening.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Just let us know.
Okay. So that's something to put your thinking caps on for the future. Did SLA, excuse me, from Brecton DC.
Done that.
No, I haven't. No, not yet. So this is for the seeker grant. I've got a bit more information on it because before you had a grant of 81,000, the funding for the events this time is 16,000. Large events are those that the SLA apply to, so the budget will be for 3 events at 4,000 each. So there's not a lot left for contribution. So previously, Southern Town Council paid 5,000, which was then reduced to 3,000 for the administration of this budget. This time, there's only obviously a small amount of money. I've changed a few things, like they've put preparation of risk assessment. I've said no, that should be assisting with the risk assessment and event management plan because that's not our responsibility. Everything else I'm happy with, but do we want to ask for any financial contribution from the seeker for us to do these extra bits? Because Phoebe will be doing quite a lot with them as well.
If there's any money going about, we'll apply for it. Good cause.
What do we want to ask them for? It's 16,000, but they've already spent 12 on the events. So then they've got to do the small events. Do we ask them for a contribution?
Couple of grand, couple of thousand, say.
what would you suggest, Helen?
How
I think
much time do
What would
you
you
think
suggest?
Phoebe will be, because she's already involved with the at the moment, isn't she, with the through the, we're looking
What
at
I
the
could
main
do-
fair and, what was the other one?
But what I think we should do is each event should be looked at separately. So she might be doing a lot in the Scarecrow, but not so much in the next one. So I can actually say, we'll charge you for her time at a certain amount, and we go and ask
I
them if
think
they
that
agree.
makes more sense than a set amount.
Yeah.
but I've got to be
This
careful
is not
because
just-
I sit on that committee, so
Yeah.
I've got to be.
It's not
Well,
just
just
that, they're
put
asking
everybody
us to
in the picture.
record keep financial records. So it's not just Phoebe, it's
Yeah, sort of time.
So-
it's time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's item 5, isn't it, in that?
But we have
Are
added.
you happy with what they're asking for? You
Yeah,
know,
that's
it's
fine.
been a lot of work. Yeah.
Not really, that's not too bad. I've already said, I'm not preparation of risk assessment, event management plans. I've said no to that. I said we'll assist with them, but I'm not taking the sole responsibility of it. They have to do that themselves, but we can assist. So like if we want to order St John's ambulance or things like that.
So
So we look at each event and
As it comes up,
as it comes and bill them afterwards. Yeah, okay.
everybody happy with that?
Otherwise, we're having to
Yes.
sign this and, yeah.
You need to remember though what someone like Phoebe costs. I'm just
Yes, I know,
just
yeah.
that's 10 quid an hour. You've got all the overheads on that.
Yeah.
As a ballpark figure, whatever she earns, I'd double it.
Yeah.
Just as a
Yeah.
ballpark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that way we get some of her overheads back?
Because the council on the previous scheme, the council run the financial side of it, didn't they?
Well, they have asked us to do that, but I've said I wanted to do it different.
Mm.
I won't be, you can't come here with a bill and ask to be paid the next day. That's not how we work.
No.
As
long as that covers our basic principles of how we work and we get back what I've just said, I'm quite happy with it.
John again.
yeah, so going back to the staff time, is this in addition to your contracted hours here?
It could be, that's what I've said. We need to look at each because, yeah.
Yeah,
mm,
because
It's not a simple question.
because
No.
it have to be, taking time off in lieu means that you're not doing other work
Yeah,
you should be doing.
but because
for
we've
the
already,
council.
because we're already in partnership with this, we've already committed some money towards it. We can use some of that staff time towards that because some of it was already contracted in, or the community events. We're just joining them together. Yeah. So we're working. So we would do a community event. We're joining with them, and so there will be some that we would double up on.
Yeah.
Not all, some.
Yeah, I'm just concerned that, it's diverting staff time that should be spent on town council business to other things.
Well, it is part of Phoebe's remit.
This is part of the town council. Yeah.
Everyone else,
It's part of her remit, isn't it?
admin
Anyway,
staff
to,
and
to,
the, and the ground staff. I mean,
So it's not, as long as we're not running at a loss.
Yes.
Or a profit.
I mean, if that's overtime payments, then that's what we charge them, isn't it?
I think, if I may say so, I think you've got to look at these events as they come up.
Mm.
And each one has got to be costed
And council
separately.
and Breckland events. They're not just, yeah.
I think the big time's going to come with the big events when you've got a lot of things going on, but the smaller events are negligible, aren't they? We've got, I forget how many little events going on, but I think it's 4 main events, is it, in the course of the 3-year period? And then obviously there'll be some smaller events going on during that time, which probably is sort of about a few £100 at the most, I would think.
Okay.
Would that not be right saying that?
Yeah. And any road closure we will charge for anyway.
But I did say to Joe Walburn about that. I said that the fact that it's Breckland, what can't Breckland just invoice themselves and sort of lose it sort of thing without us having to pay for it? Because I think in a way we're giving it in one hand, taking it back in the other. So I don't know. He said he would come back on that. I don't know whether it would happen. Okay. Receive valuation of Scarlet Heart Barn and consider options. Hello.
So I went to the district valuer, as Paul suggested. And I'll just read out what he said. So he's a senior surveyor, rate of £104 per hour. Did a minimum fee of 200. He said, I estimate the total fee will not exceed 2,500, excluding VAT. To produce the valuation, it will be necessary for me to consider planning restrictions. No structural or building survey will be carried out by myself. So we had Brown and Co come out and have a look. Had a phone conversation with them. This is what he said. Damp and repair is a bugbear. If it was pristine, it would be more positive. Facilities are great. Paul, he recommends is a development plot, universal appeal, land reasonable value, residential development for the whole lot. He's saying out and around about 450,000. That's all I
That's
have to
better
tell
than
you.
what certain people were up for valuing it at.
Certainly.
That's more than some ballpark figures I've had.
Okay.
But I want, you know, let's just sling it in conversation.
It's only an estimate. It's-
Yeah, yeah.
it's-
Sorry, who? Oh, who's
John.
not here? Joe Biden. Who's saying these values?
This is Brown and Co.
Brad,
That's what they value if they was to put it on the
but
market.
they've just
virtually.
ballpark, like,
Did they give any ideas about rental?
No,
Because that was plan
well, we
B.
had that, didn't we, last year? We had a proper
we had rental.
survey
It's about
that you
25 grand.
17,500 for
Yeah.
full commercial rent
Yeah.
if it was in pristine
Yeah,
condition.
Yeah, and I just wonder if they've got any comments, or like, you know, to highlight it or detract from it.
No, he said to do that, he would need to come out and do a proper
Yeah.
paid,
Yeah.
you know, valuation.
Okay, Stuart.
Yeah, just a thought. The convent or whatever they are called now, they are called convent, aren't they? The school itself, which is redeveloping, spending £2 million on. Have we actually offered to sell them our
They
bit?
don't want it. We already spoke to him last week.
They don't want.
They will not touch it.
Not interested.
No. I even, when they showed us the plans, we showed in the pool, which is just perfectly, if they had the pool, it could put their line. They said absolutely no.
I was under the impression, understanding that there was actually shorter land.
No.
But even with this new super school and all the rest of it, where they're chopping and changing.
Lindsay and Paul were at the meeting and they just said absolutely no, not interested at all.
What meeting was this?
When
Oh,
they-
just
the-
talk about the
the new
plans.
building,
They showed us the building and
They
what they
came
did.
here, did they?
yeah.
Yeah, it's just to show us the plans of the
Everybody
building.
was invited. I don't know who,
No,
can't
that's-
remember who was here.
Just to show us the plan of their new building
Yeah.
as, because obviously they're going to use that entrance,
Yeah.
which is, we have right of way
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you think? Did they give any reason why they were so dismissive?
No, but they were very dismissive, weren't they, Lindsay?
That
I just don't think they need it. They said when
Yeah,
they were offered it, the first time they turned it down, so.
But I think with the look of the new plan, they're going to have a lot of facilities within their new plan. And sports is facilities within that. They've already got their own gym and they're going to keep the big gym, you know, what's there. Yeah, that's going to be maintained as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
When I attended as mayor, the meeting when they revealed their new super plan, and I jokingly said, well, I mean, we can always fill the swimming pool in and make that a car park. Afterwards, two of them went, are you serious about that? Because it's an excellent idea. Yeah, why have they suddenly got the
I
car
think they've
parking
done all that.
space from nowhere?
Yeah,
they've had
they've got all-
architects draw it all up.
We've got architects,
But-
it's all the planning's going. to
If you, I don't know, have you kept a copy of the plan? Yeah.
Yes, I have.
If you look at the new plan, they're sort of moving the boundary of the car park sort of a little bit more into their land and increasing the number of parking spaces within the site
Yeah.
already. So
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at the plan, wonderful plan, but the fact is you still get 1,000,001 cars parked
Mhm.
on the road outside the school, what should be parked on their premises.
Yeah.
Because it then makes congestion
Yeah.
along that road.
Well, that'll be for the highways to come up with, but when they put the application in, I expect the
Yeah.
highways will
And
comment, be
work with
commenting on that.
highways, Paul, see if we can get them to persuade them that they need more land to park their own cars on.
Anyway, we can't have a lot of influence, well, I suppose we can have an influence on it, but we can't have, that plan is that plan, isn't it?
I thought that swimming pool, when you actually look at it coldly, that swimming pool would be perfect for them to include that in their site.
That's what I said, Graham, but they absolutely said, no,
Yeah.
definitely
I
not.
think they,
They've got a budget and that's it, they've done their plans, they've done all their,
yeah,
so that's a no.
yeah. So really, it's not an option.
No.
It's not on the
No.
cards really, so.
No.
I think that there's nothing else. We've got the valuation, what we wanted. I think that gives us a fairer figure if it was to go out to be sold. I think it gives us a better idea what it would be, but as you say, hopefully we can get it for the community use, what we intended in the first place.
Well, this other, what were they called?
Oh.
Premier
Yeah.
Education,
That's right.
they want to come and have another look round it so they can put a full proposal together.
Mhm.
Um,
Can we,
do we just wait,
Yeah,
and,
I think we'll wait.
do we wait for a few months?
can I just come in? If these people are going to come up, and I know they're sort of like almost a relationship, if you like, although unofficially, can we cut through all the intermediate bits and go to where we always fall foul at the end? Right. So in other words, instead of going through all the hopeful stages and then go bang at the end.
I agree
Well, I
with
think
you
they want to bring
100%
the
on that.
CEO now, because I think they've got funding. They even said that they could actually, I think they said we could even purchase it. Norfolk County Council have given them funding now. So I think when they come, maybe the working group, which I believe is you, Stuart,
Yeah.
Graham and Jill, meet them as well.
Yeah.
And you can see what they've got to
Yeah.
say.
You can see my point.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
just cut all this.
We don't want to be spending a lot of money on
No,
this
it's awful.
or anything like that. There'd be a bit of start time, but we don't want anything like that until we know we've got a really positive
Exactly.
proposition on the table.
But to be fair, Paul, we did the last time
Yeah.
until the last minute when they came up with the.
Come up with-
the-
But we don't want to get to that stage.
No, no, let's go straight to that.
Yeah, virtually, we did, that's what we need to do, is
Straight to that.
We are going to have that meeting with Brackland as well, aren't we, at some point?
You had that last week.
Yes, but they did say they would want to come back and, didn't they?
Okay.
Yes,
No,
I thought she said until you know what you're doing,
That's right.
then we were like,
yes, but we don't even know what they were going to say or offer.
Well, all we know for the fact is they haven't got any money to put in it, but they would help facilitate anything we
when we
wanted
had
to
the
do.
ideas.
If we got something that they could.
they were going to facilitate, they
Yeah.
weren't going to lead.
No.
Yeah.
I was very pointed with her over that, not unkindly, that she is not prepared to tell us what we should do with our
And she
property
did
in
say-
brutal terms.
Until you are unified, which you're not, she said, we don't want to get in, we don't want to step
You
involved.
can't say.
Yeah, Graham,
Whatever we decide, we've got to stop dragging our feet on this one because we've just seen what it's going to cost us for the utilities
Yep.
for the next year.
Yeah.
We just can't go on month in and month
No.
out with this place just wasting away, basically.
No.
and somebody said to me, and it was part of the group's consideration at the beginning about perhaps going along and getting a register as a charity to save a little bit of money. I don't know whether that's practical or not. Has that been really sort of seriously looked into, Helen?
No, but you've got a new working group now, haven't
No.
you? So I think you
Well,
need
all
to,
the work for that has been done, Helen.
so
As you
can-
know, it's all ready to go, but it just needs somebody to
Yeah.
say,
Even
okay.
if it's only lasts for a year or
Yes.
whatever until something
it
else
will
crops up.
Save you money on the
So
council tax,
absolutely.
80%. in
is it
fact.
worth our while going down that route and getting that, trying to register that and get that
You
done?
have a definite yes,
Well,
go
that's why I
ahead and
put
do it.
consider options, so you can,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so shall we move forward with that one? Is everybody happy for us?
You've got to have this working group. If they're the decision makers, they've got to decide.
Who's going to be your trustees on the charity? You'd need to, because
Yes, this isn't just a map stand up.
Yeah, I know, it's not.
No,
it's
you've
not
got-
that
It's always the
straightforward.
detail.
we've got all the detail, Graham. You can have a look at it if you want.
Then we need it to make the
Then-
decision.
Look, I'll
because-
say that the group reform,
Yeah.
reform and have perhaps
Yeah.
that you can organise yourselves.
And that's the item number one on the agenda.
Are you
John.
referring to the, that working group report, are you, a few years back?
so in December, we had a new steering group, which was Jill, Graham, Stuart.
It's-
Yeah, I didn't know that,
I
but
miss.
fine.
That was in
That's
December.
fine.
It was in your minutes because I checked to see who was on the steering group.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I'd like to be involved with it
Really?
if possible.
You know, you would be as mayor, though.
well,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what Stuart would have
Yeah.
been because he was mayor at the time.
yes.
I can't remember who was on it. I just
Well,
remember.
we know now, so should we get on?
But anyway,
so,
let's,
so do you want us to get a group together and have a discussion, I think, don't you?
yeah, I think that's the
I
next
think
step.
registering
I
the
think-
charity is a good idea.
Because registering the charity is all ready to go. Trustees are on, well, not the trust, you've got to have an accountant and a solicitor, which we've got. And then you choose how many trustees you want it to be.
I believe with looking around the table, unless anybody objects, I think we've got the remit to go ahead and sort of investigate that and
Yes.
try and get it off the
Well,
ground.
shall we get that presented to this group
Yeah,
and go ahead?
that's all.
Because that doesn't hurt, the whatever.
Well, I've been
happens.
saying this for years, but yeah,
So
that's
there
fine.
was, sorry,
Sorry, John.
was there a working group report that I can't recall
No, I can't.
seeing this one?
I don't know when that group officially has met, has it?
Isn't it?
No,
It was my
that
body
it
film,
hasn't
Annie.
met since it was decided.
It was my body film, mate, so nobody had
Yeah.
any input about anything else. Because obviously there's no point in putting
But
through.
anyway, we're over that
Yeah.
one now. We,
Absolutely.
I think the next thing is for the group to make a date and move things forward.
Can we have the paperwork though, before the meeting?
You want the charity group, do you?
Yeah, to read up,
Okay,
on it,
fine.
study it.
That's
so when
fine.
we like the meeting, we know what we've
Well,
got.
And,
probably.
If we've still got it, we're looking at the Halloween thing that Phoebe did last year.
Mm.
Could we hold that in there? Could we start using it and instead of
I
paying
think that's a good idea.
I've seen the £150 for the use of the room? We could use that bottom room free.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, all we need to do
It's
is put a
about
table
time.
across the stairs or something like that.
We
to put-
can
You said
facilitate
that
Yeah.
just before Christmas, Helen. You said
Yeah.
this can be used.
Can we start
Didn't you?
using, yeah, so,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll-
Graham's had all the fire extinguishers done now, so we just have to
We can,
manage it.
we can use the downstairs for anything, can't we, at the moment? It's just the upstairs we can't use, isn't it?
We can use that as well.
Yes,
It's
you
a
can
bit
use
down.
that as well. It's just the theatre.
We have to let
You
people
could
know
have
that
theatre.
there's no disabled access or whatever.
Yeah, but we just say we just use the bottom room. We don't need
Yeah.
to go upstairs. Yeah.
One,
Right.
Go on, grab it in, John.
one of the most urgent things, if you've even just contemplate using downstairs, we've got to get all that stuff shifted that was brought
Well,
down
we
from
can-
the.
We can look at that. Yeah, Graham's already started moving stuff.
Has
With
he?
all the
Yeah.
staging we're renting out, and so
Yes, where is the staging?
in chapel.
Chapel.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
because
Oh,
it's
good.
being rented out. There's some in the chapel.
The cemetery.
No, somebody wanted to hire it, so instead of putting it back in
So-
there, Graham we
Who
took
is-
it out.
So it's gone, has it, at the moment?
No, it's
Okay.
out to rent it. It's on the
Oh, fine.
website. People can
Yeah.
rent all the boards, all the
Yes.
staging,
So anytime they could be
tables and
moved
chairs
back,
from
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
they
yeah.
could all be moved back if
Yes,
they're necessary, yeah.
yeah.
So
John,
if we're going
sorry.
to use it, as caretaking and cleaning.
Yeah, that's why we'd only do it in work time,
Yes.
so it can be looked after, and we would, that would be,
But as I said before, I wouldn't mind going up there. I can't do a lot, but help, if we can get a gang of us up there to start cleaning that out and put some of the stuff. I think there's some stuff that could be useful to people that want preserving, or I don't know whether you could put it on the auction, on Saturday auction or what. One of my ideas was perhaps to put it all into lots and see, it's perhaps somebody like Fabian Eagle perhaps could go up there and have a sale on a Saturday morning or Sunday or something. You know, to sell off anything that was service to the requirements, because there's an awful lot of stuff in there, and it must be useful to somebody. You would think.
You would hope.
Yeah.
So we're going to wait for Premier Education to come back and
Yeah.
go from there.
Yeah.
Unless we have any other inquiries.
In the meantime, the
We might
group will
have-
be
we
working.
might have somebody else.
working to get
come
the
along.
charity up
And in
and
the
running.
meantime, you're going to work
Yes,
with
in the
him with the
meantime, we'll try and
charity.
work it through.
Yeah, everybody happy with that?
Yeah, can I just a quick point, that's just an aside to this really. The people who suggested the rent, if you remember, when we went to them for advice.
Yeah.
Are they people who rent properties or are they just,
They're a commercial surveyor.
right,
So he came out, reviewed it
Yeah.
and said, this is what you could get if you,
It's Savills, wasn't it?
no,
no, that doesn't matter, but is there any,
Kenner and Cameron McKenna, they're from
is there any point going back to him and saying, can he talk to us about renting it?
what do you mean, like,
Well, anything, I mean, his report was a very large report, as I recall, many pages. Well, if he rents commercial property, can he not put that on his books, if you like, in inverted commas,
I can-
to rent it?
yeah,
One
okay.
one of my, sorry.
You see where
I
I'm
mean,
coming from, can't you?
if one of my things is, why can't we put out adverts to say that it is available to rent there on an hourly or daily basis or whatever? Now, is there any reason why we can't do that?
But who's going to caretake
Yeah,
it? We're
well,
talking about
that's-
Halloween thing, which is already in work time
Yeah.
that Phoebe would be doing anyway.
Yeah, but if we did get some comeback, we would have to consider
Well,
how.
perhaps this little working group can kind of put our heads together and,
Yeah.
you know,
But
think
if,
about
if
it.
you, if you're gonna put it yourselves out to rent, I mean, this is a rentable space because you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
With that, you got no idea. It's got to be a professional who prepares each space for
Yeah, of
rental.
course.
So they then send it out to the right market.
We're really, yeah,
But at the minute, it's,
we're just asking to
Yeah.
use it as Phoebe would use
Yeah.
it, because it's just
Yeah,
going to be
maybe
managed by
we're
us in the
too
day.
early.
Well, let's just
Yeah.
not jump into things that's,
Yeah.
you know,
But can we
Yeah, I
not,
said it.
can we have a copy of his proposal?
It's an option.
The one to rent it for like 25 grand a year or whatever the fee was.
Yeah, I'll send it again.
Yeah,
Cameron
you see what I'm
McKenna.
saying? So we got the legalities
yes, yes.
of the charity
Yeah, yeah.
and this rental proposal. So
Yeah.
that when we sit down, we can look at both of them. Yep. I'd just like to know what the bloke said, because that's all gone now.
Okay,
He probably has.
yeah.
gone. In there.
Okay, so at least we'll move forward a little bit on that.
Can anyone attend this group apart from the people on it? Can John turn up?
Yes, of course.
I can't see why not.
I mean, I think.
Obviously, it wouldn't be allowed to vote if it come to a vote, but it's not,
Yeah.
it's not a decision-making thing. It would have,
No,
any
no,
decision would have to
you-
come back to
doesn't matter.
council anyway. wouldn't it?
you've already agreed to set your charity up, so
Yeah.
that's fine. But if you just need to, if there's any money to be spent, now obviously that comes
Yes.
back to
Yeah.
council for
Yeah.
approval.
Yeah. But we've got to decide that at our meeting.
We've got no
Yes,
decision-making
Yeah,
authority.
you come up with your ideas and your,
So he can turn up.
yeah,
That's all right.
Perhaps anybody that's willing to
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Or put
Positive
ideas. thoughts. Okay. Move on. To consider and adopt new financial regulations. Oh, good.
so these are complete new ones from now. We've gone through and put all the,
Yeah, those.
did you see that? Yeah, but they were what we have now. So
Okay.
Do you just
Well,
want to go with
it's virtually, if we lawful to do it, I suppose. Anyway. Sorry, John.
Is it on? Can you put it up there?
There it is.
You want to go through them one bit at a time, so as we.
There's not many.
No, there's not.
At 4.3, I think you were going to suggest October.
Here we are.
yes, so
I think that's a good idea.
I said that I would like to put in there October. You've got my notes in there. Yeah. So I've already started the budget. So, and then for your next financial meeting in October, you'll have the start of a budget.
Thank you. Yeah. I think
Okay.
that makes sense, so we don't want to be rushing at the last minute that we have done in the past.
Yep. And then I said for each committee, so like say market or assets, if you want to consider having a budget, that should come no later than the end of November each year.
Yeah.
What have I said on this one?
Well, you've got
5.6.
25,000 for 5.6, but
Yeah,
it's not far off the statutory
no,
limit, is it? Do we need that?
that's what you've had previous.
It's not. But I mean, inflation and everything, it's pushing that up to nearly 30k.
What's the problem with that figure, John? In your opinion, what is the matter?
So
with
that's as previous, that's your
it?
previous. So
Yes.
It's just so close to 30k.
That's close to 26, but what's the significance of it being close to 30k?
Well, I think you've
because you're saying here that 5.7,
and 5.7 virtually say the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah, fair comment. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
did you want to lower it?
Oh, it's invitation where you've got to advertise, haven't you,
Mhm.
with the 30k.
Gotcha now. Yeah. So we're going to have one rule for the both of them, John, effectively.
Yeah, no, if you put that up to 30k, I hadn't sort of appreciated
Combine the
the two
two.
invitations.
So you see the
Yes.
point? Well, once you have them
You
both the
can't
same
change the
figure,
flag.
you've now got slightly conflicting requirements for the two figures.
Yeah, you could put that.
So really, it's a case, do we need that one in there or just?
Yeah, no, you
Graham,
do.
sorry, did you
Well,
want
I
to?
was just going to ask a general question. How are we at this stage of our financial year? How are we performing against the budgets? Are we?
Well, that's the next thing.
That's the
Is
next
that
thing.
coming up? Is that, okay, right, I'll see that one then.
So what's the decision on that one then? John, do you want to make a proposal?
No, I sort of slightly misread that, I think, because one's saying you've got to do it by advertising, haven't you? The 30k.
Yeah.
And the 25k. Yeah, I think probably that remain the same.
Keep the same.
Everybody happy to keep it the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Helen-
This was as previous,
That's 5.9. No, 10.
3 estimates, which we normally get between 100 and 3,000.
There's a lot of faffing about in it.
But you can only try.
I know.
You can only try to obtain 3
Yeah.
estimates.
Do you think a 100's a bit too low for in today's world?
No, I'd rather, no, I think
You'd
that's.
rather,
yeah, no.
okay, fair enough. I'll just make a suggestion.
That's as previous. Should say 500, I think it is. No, what's it?
Yeah, it says 500.
Yeah, I can't read it on there. Yeah. Which is as previous.
Everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
And then the chair and clerk for any items below 2,000. Again, that was as previous. And any delegated committee can spend up to within their delegate budgets for items under 1,000. So again, that was the same.
Got money in the bank then. Up the pub.
And the same with grants. And expect a grant to do the OS committee with any limits set by the council. The council for all items over 5,000.
Yeah. But we, at the moment, we can't do that one, can we?
So it's currently 1,000 there.
Yeah.
So this one was currently the new one.
Right. Yeah, that seems to be the same. There's another item, 6.9, which covers the same thing. It's 518.
If we stood there to that, we'd have to adjust our budget accordingly, wouldn't we? To make sure we got that available.
Yeah.
Within the grant budget.
These are all as previous. That one was 1,000. I think. Oh no.
So when you ever get the quote out.
500,
with
that
these
is right.
rules, I won't know where to begin.
So any purchase order, I think that actually was, I think that was 50. We changed that to 50. So if any order of work, so if Graham wants to take the truck in for a work, we issue a purchase order. So anything above £50. I
Yeah.
think they actually recommend 250, but we said 50. Okay.
As long as you're happy to live with that.
It is 50 enough.
I think it is, because then I think it's good.
It's the scale of the world at the minute, 50 quid is basically.
You get an old labour for
Yeah,
that.
tired.
It's a value pack of toilet roll, basically,
Yeah.
with this day and age. I mean, you could sort of expand it from above 100 quid or
So
something.
maybe about 100.
I think. it
Well,
should be.
if they're happy, I mean, they're the ones who got administer all this. I'm happy to go along with what they say. personally.
Okay, yeah,
No,
fine.
but they changed it now.
If
right?
you're happy with 50,
Yeah.
No, they changed it.
Oh, they told it to 100.
I care. You know, it just seems so
Doesn't they see
This
it
is
on?
the same as,
minor.
this is the same, a copy of the schedule of payments by 2 members on each occasion.
It's
A list of such payments will be taught to the next appropriate meeting.
That's 6.7 here. It's got no, it's new.
Yeah, so this is a new thing. A copy of this schedule of regular payments should be signed. So what they're saying is regular payments. So HMRC, pensions is a regular payment. Grass cutting is a regular payment.
Yeah.
So they're saying that to reduce the risk of duplicate payments, a copy of the schedule of reg shall be signed by 2 members on each and every occasion when a payment is made. So what we can do now is, as you see, for each financial year, the RFO may draw up a schedule of regular payments due in relation, such as salaries, national insurance, which the council may authorise in advance for the year. So that means that you don't authorise the payments for August prior. You've already done it, but you still sign that list, which is basically what we do anyway.
Because in a way you do have 2 councillors sign it anyway, don't you? In
Yes.
theory.
So on the 1st of April, I can say to you, here's your regular payments. National insurance, HMRC, direct debit for your, and you say, yes, we agree all this. So it's paid before. So if it had to come out on the 3rd of the month, before a council meeting is done, and then after the council meeting, you look at it and go, yes, it's been paid.
So all we're doing, if you like, Helen, we're actually
Just-
paying it on a, what's the word, on account. It's a
direct
payment
debit.
on, it's a payment on account.
It's
The
a
only thing
new thing that they've put in.
Yeah, the only thing that concerns me a little bit is you said grass cutting, but grass cutting doesn't necessarily follow
No.
that ritual, because grass cutting could be delayed by rain. or-
Exactly true. So it would be the regular payments that we would look at in April and say, like,
Salaries, pensions, that type of
Yeah,
thing. I
yeah.
find
Yeah,
it,
like.
but not with grass.
Red
cutting.
tools.
you've never done it before, but that's what we would set up. I don't know, like your car tax,
Yeah, insurance.
possibly.
Utilities.
Yeah, and when would you agree that after the budget's been set?
No, we'd do that at the beginning of the year.
At the
That's what
beginning,
it says.
so the 1st of April, the financial year.
Is it financial year?
For
or-
each financial year. So I
Financial
would,
year.
yeah.
Okay,
So probably in March.
right.
Yeah.
Everybody happy?
These are all the same. The clerk, deputy clerk have delegated authority to authorise payments up to 5,000 and payments of up to 2, excluding VAT in case of serious risk to the delivery of council services or to public safety on council premises.
What does that mean?
I think it means if the door fell off and it's going to cost £800.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a serious risk.
You've got the
Stay,
authority to
do it
Yeah.
and then ring Paul.
Or,
Yeah.
Alan, just, you said 5,000, not on there, it says 500.
500, sorry, any payment up to
Yeah.
500, but payments up to 2,000 if there's a serious risk.
Little note on this says it's a new paragraph, is that?
Does
Yeah.
the ceiling fall down?
Yeah. Funds transfer, which is what we do already, so any,
Yeah, if you've reduced it. Because
Right.
I had a chat with you about when we got the precept in,
yes,
and you couldn't
it's
transfer it
50,000.
from the current account to the, so we lost a week's worth of
Interest.
interest because you couldn't put it in the deposit account. You could only put a small amount of it.
Yeah. So fund transfer at the moment, we can put in 50,000 without your authority to cover the payments. So do we reduce it to 10? That's what you need to,
Why would we reduce it?
so no, that's,
Whose suggestion was that?
Yeah.
I think it was in the notes of this. But that's probably looking at a small parish rather than a town. So do we keep to what we have?
I mean, if you've got, get the precept in and it's sitting in a current account for a couple of weeks before you get the say-so from us to transfer, that doesn't make sense, does
It
it?
don't make any sense at all.
One of the things I've talked about before is some of this, when we've got some surplus money splitting around, if we could even get it on just on a 30-day or something like an investment thing, you know, it'll probably only be peanuts, but at least it'd be better than just having it sit there doing nothing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. If you
So
want.
go to 50,000 to what we've always had.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we nearly there? Payment cards. As previous. Single transaction, which actually the credit card does anyway, I think.
Yeah.
Petty cash. This was, you don't have to have it, but we obviously do have petty cash. And that's £410 as a reception float. That's the same.
So struggling at 410 quid.
That's as previous. No, it's not, sorry, it's currently £250.
So now 500.
Yeah. So basically, if we wanted to sell. We sell,
Well, for instance, when you sold the trailer.
Yes,
That'd be the total
yeah,
thing, wouldn't it?
yeah. As long as it does not exceed £500.
Well, you broke the rules.
No, because that came to council.
Agreed by council.
Yeah, so this is with me saying if somebody says, can I buy this table for 450, I can say yes.
So yes, we'll buy another
But
one
if
for
it's
half the
510,
price.
so I'll have to go to council with it.
John,
Yeah, there was a bit of controversy though,
Sorry.
when the farm was being cleared, wasn't there, saying getting rid of stuff. But the cumulative value perhaps needs to be looked at as well. It's not just each single item, it's not worth £500, but if cumulatively you've got a load of items that add up to £1,000 worth, but they can be all sold off separately.
I also think this is for when we purchase. So if we suddenly
It's a
say we need
purchase,
to
isn't it?
purchase,
Acquired, sold or leased.
I think you
no tangible, it probably should be purchased or otherwise acquired, sold, leased or otherwise disposed of.
I think you need to have a little bit of discretion on that. Yeah.
Do we keep it 500?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That is it. Okay, so I've got those two changes there.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Any
we're
other
happy.
comments on that, anybody? I think we've been through it.
So,
Right. To receive Q1 budget report. Right. Or is it QI?
4 for 1.
right, come on. What's the score?
I put notes on it for you, so have you read them?
Went through them quickly.
Are there notes? Didn't see any notes.
One I had. Yeah, there was in some.
So do you want to run through any changes? Would that be the easiest way, Hannah?
Well, you should have all looked at it really, because it's a big document.
Well, yeah. There's nothing for you to go through, is there?
No,
No.
it's for you to go through and ask me questions.
Yeah.
Right,
Anybody? John, got a question?
I've got quite a few. 1320 pensions. Now, I know a lot of these things are front loaded, obviously, but I'm looking at the final column, the net position. And it looks like that one, 1420. Yeah. A lot of it's spent already, you know, it's,
We budgeted 61,200.
yeah.
We're already,
Are you-
we've done August.
So the pensions is 58% spent, is that right?
Yeah.
For a year, for the whole year?
Yeah.
Right.
That's an obvious question next, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, that was when you spent it.
Well, that's just your budget. So you obviously,
So we've
Pensions went up.
budgeted enough.
yeah, pensions went up,
58%.
Yeah.
58% left. So you're not half yet. You're
No.
42% spent, and we've done.
So are you
Sorry.
forecasting we're going to
Yeah,
have
we've got
50 in this, in the red on that then?
Yeah. No, we should be okay there.
I mean, all these figures spent should be about 25%. That's what I'd be looking for.
Yeah.
Except things like grass cut,
June,
which comes in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But what I'm looking for is we've spent probably, we should by now possibly in the range of about 25% spent. And there's quite a few that are not that, like salaries, for instance. And that's more or less, but
That's
it's
more or
still,
less right.
it's still running over, isn't it?
So the forecast for the year then, are you forecasting that we're going to be overspent on these?
Slightly, possibly.
I've got quite a few more. 422. That's a photocopier. Photocopier is half spent, nearly.
Yes, but we do get a bit of income in from that because we charge people for it.
Oh, right.
People come in,
Oh, yeah, and you do your.
yeah.
Then right at the bottom of that.
And also, what you got to remember, some of these will have been, that we might have had a bill in March for that, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't have come out until this year.
Okay. World Pay, that's new, isn't it? Because it's that machine down at the toilets.
No, we'll pay as your market traders when they pay. So that's a new, we've only just put that in because it used to be incorporated, but I split it up so you can see it's just a service fee, which was normally included.
So
But
that,
it's got not available. That's because it was, well, I've put in a new budget line so we can see how much how much it costs for service.
To be
But
fair,
that's your strike payment. So when the market traders pay us online, we'll take a 2.5% fee.
can I just, I mean, there are some, John, but they're less than the 25%.
yeah,
I mean, I just happened to pick one because we've got it up on the screen, look, 4255, variance, 15 grand, I think, or 16, net position, 0.
yeah.
I'm just, you know,
Well,
Remember,
swings
every
around.
budget is a working budget. We never go,
I quite agree.
yeah, we never
I've
go,
just
yeah.
sort
no,
of go
no,
through
Yeah.
where it looks like we've gone quite appreciable over budget.
Yeah.
And no sort of, you know, it's all right where we haven't spent the money yet, but I'm just worried about where we're going.
you're looking on the dark side then.
Yeah, quite, which is what I've got.
No, it's pushing at the door, Dibble.
When the allotment rents, they get paid sort of at different times, don't they?
No,
Because-
they come out in Nicholas, which will be October, they'll come in, they'll
Oh,
start coming
right,
in.
so that's because of that, it's not the Buttercross, we've got pay money for, haven't we? That's one that's not budgeted.
I put a grant application in for that.
Yeah. Got a cemetery there.
Cemetery fees is a
The
receipt.
rates, obviously, you got pay in tranches, haven't you? So it was a general maintenance. 4254, general maintenance.
Yeah.
But there's no budget for it.
No, so that was your signs that were ordered 2 years ago. that came out this year. That we had to pay for. Didn't know about them.
Didn't know about it.
Ordered like 2.5 years ago.
Which songs was that?
The cemetery signs that are going in the wall.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did agree on that, so.
Yeah.
Right, go down to earmark capital reserves. We've got the budget for the barn. Dilapidation, no budget for that.
There's no budget for anything to do with repairs and maintenance.
That is one of the things we need to.
Why
in the
vote against
future.
it?
We need to have a maintenance, but we did years ago, we used to have a set sum in there just as for emergency maintenance, but we obviously because of financial restraints, we haven't had that recently, but it's something I'd like to see built up in the budget in the future. You know, when we do get something that crop up that we weren't expecting.
On that 219, section 106 Swan's Nest, I noticed that there's another one for Swan's Nest grass cutting, but would that be cancelled out? Will there be sort of double accounting?
No, yes, yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's coming out of your reserves because you've got 106 money that's held in reserves for Swan's Nest.
So that one, because there's no budget there. that
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
say we're
You don't need it. Yeah.
Not-
When's that money spent? You've spent it.
NCC grass cutting. I was going to look at next. Spaces. N24. That's more than,
Yeah. So
that's hugely overspent.
at the moment, but we're still only halfway through at the
Yeah,
moment.
I
aren't
know, not to the end of this cutting season.
Yeah.
What are we going to
What
do?
does that mean?
I mean, we're not getting enough money out of them.
we? What do you
they-
mean?
Well, Norfolk not paying us enough to do
That's
it.
the urban cut. That's what's been agreed. They won't give us any more than that.
That was about 13,000, wasn't it?
No, 12,800.
Well, okay.
Yeah, never change on that.
But we nearly spent all of it. That's the trouble.
That is the question, because when we gave the contract to the
No, we're
person,
halfway through. You've only spent halfway at the moment. And that will only go on till October.
yeah, we did have a quote,
We
a
did.
very competitive quote from GT
Yeah,
RL.
who's doing it?
Yeah, who's doing that?
Yeah,
So,
we
yeah.
spent a little bit more because Assets agreed to set some wildflowers.
yeah, I'm worried about
So
that.
there was a
Not
little
worried
bit
about
over there.
I'm just looking at the big picture that he against the, I'll call it the 13 grand, which you didn't write. Against the 13 grand, he was somewhere about 8, as I recall. So there was a terrific saving for him to do that cutting.
Mhm.
But in answer to John's question, you will see the bulk of that money will come out now. The budget will carry on with the input beyond October, won't it?
Mhm.
So I do hear what you say about us worrying that you've spent so much already.
Well,
But-
it's 23%,
When that,
not 50%.
What?
when that comes up for renewal, we can look at it again, can't we? When the contract comes up for renewal, I don't know when that'll be,
That was a good price.
3
Yeah.
years.
3 years.
Three.
That was a really good price he
Yeah.
gave us.
I'm not saying we should
No, no,
change it,
no,
but
no,
I'm
no,
saying is that once when it comes up for renewal, we can reassess it,
Yeah.
can't we?
But just one question. I take it that if we've agreed a price with him, and I'll just say 8 grand, I don't know what it is, just say 8 grand. He ain't now got to be paid 10, is he?
No,
That's all right.
no, only the only extras are, I've got
The
that in a
extras?
contract, like, so we said we'd do an extra wildflower bit.
Yeah.
And we've added a bit. So Redlands, Norfolk County Council, we have adopted the roundabout and the 2 verges. So the highway engineer said, you need to cut that as part of your urban cut. So I said, yeah, I'll cut it, but we need the money for it. And
Stick to that.
oh, don't worry.
No,
He said no, and I got the
no,
contract
stick
down.
to that one.
No.
I mean, I've
Said
never heard
here.
anything like it. You have a deal, they mark a drawing up,
Yeah.
you say, that's what I'm going to do
And
for
then
that money.
yeah.
Then they say, oh, by the
Now
way,
we-
there's these bits.
Now I'm chasing it and chasing it, so we will get that money, because I said if not, I'll stop cutting it and then we'll put them into you. Highways will
Yeah,
go.
yeah, I've never heard anything like it.
Mm.
Well, I
Have
have
a reasonable explanation, not
frequently.
Yes.
Anything else, John?
1312 street furniture maintenance. The next one.
Yes, I can't tell you what that was.
Percent spent.
What we spent, street light, yes, that's probably, vandalism. Oh, I know what it was. It's the toilet door on the wreck.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's unending, that one, isn't it?
If you know this, isn't it?
Unending.
Terrible, isn't it? 614 street lighting. I get that. 614. No, can't see that.
It's got out.
Spaces.
Someone throw a light on it, please.
Sorry.
Can someone throw a light on your street light?
No, sorry, I'm not. Street light 614. It's under open space.
Yep, 30,000. That's the,
30,000 budgeted.
we paid Breckland for that.
Do we pay it in big chunks? 'Cause
I think it comes out monthly or
Yeah,
quarterly.
we paid- So 37% is what is left, or what?
So we've actually spent 18,000 so far.
How do we reconcile that at the end of the year?
Probably have to put the budget up next year. It's probably the cost of Breckland street lighting. We increased it by the RPI, but it's, they might have increased it more.
We did look at one time about moving away from Breckland and getting our own maintenance.
Yeah,
I think at the time when we looked at it before, it was more expensive
it was.
to do
yeah.
that, but I think it's perhaps an exercise we can do perhaps again sometime.
Can I just
Sorry,
ask you-
right.
That's all right, mate. Somebody complained on Saturday that the street lighting in council housing, I'll call it for one, for social housing, goes off at night,
Mhm.
but all the other estates, like the Redland estate and the Abels, they all stay on. So is there any reason why the street lights go off on the Orford Road estate at night?
I know mine go off on my estate, they
Yeah.
go off about midnight.
Admiral Wilson Way,
That
they go off.
County council.
Well, see, the accusation was that the town council had turned them off. And I said, I don't know how we would do
No,
it.
it's nothing to do.
And the
with-
I
accusation
think they're all on a time switch, sensor or something, and I think they all.
But the other estates, we have nothing to do with. The Norfolk County Council, they have their own street lights, so they've chosen to do that
You
themselves.
see what I'm saying? That this particular person, you must have heard it as well then. Liverpool Lil it was, was quite adamant of he's been round all the sites at 1 o'clock in the morning and he ticked the box. Every one of them that were off was social housing sites.
He'd need to go to Norfolk County
Yeah, that's
Council.
okay. So that's really
He said he already had.
Yeah, he said all sorts of things.
I think you find that some of them might not even have time switches or sensors on them to turn them off. So I think that might be some of it, mightn't it?
That just seems so odd that he identified every one of the, like Orford Road, for instance, where they be turned off.
I did invite him to come to a council meeting to voice his concerns, but he didn't.
He's coming here, I think.
He did last time, he didn't come.
Did he?
It's not really within our remit
Well,
anyway.
I'm just telling you, man.
Any more?
Anything else you want to say?
Sorry. That's under section 106, you've got Swan's Nest grass scaling. Is that the same as the other?
It is. So, yes. So that earmarked. Yes. So that will be the extra little bit that we've put in for the flowers meadows.
Right, but it's not budgeted.
Well, it is. It's-
106
It
money.
doesn't need to be because we've got 106 funding for that. And then once it's gone, it's gone. You were given £100,000, I think.
Supposed to last 10
Yeah.
years, but.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so it didn't go into any sort of annuity. Right, general maintenance at museum.
That's your boiler.
That's the boiler, is it? Oh,
Your boiler. That's
Okay,
your
that
boiler.
And the town hall.
Sorry, John, we can't hear you.
So. Oh no, just a minute, go back to the barn. How the budget spent at the barn in total, wouldn't it?
that's the rates and electric and all that sort of thing, isn't it?
So we pay the rates up front,
We do now, yeah.
same for the town hall, I guess, and that,
Yes.
okay. And the warmer will be. Okay,
Is that it?
yeah.
Anybody else got any questions? I think John's covered most of them.
Well, I read it all.
No, I just think,
That's good. You do read it.
yeah, but I think the 6 month one is the important one, really, because you've then been through the summer.
Yeah,
Yes.
You know,
see what you mean.
The traffic in the second half of the year.
yeah, you start to get a clearer picture about the fluctuations.
The next month, the finance meeting, we'll probably have a better picture.
Yeah, I think so. Personally, that's just,
But it's a heads up to the way things.
I know, mate, I know.
So we don't have to vote on that or just accept it.
Yeah, and I'll
Can't
just
do much about it.
see. Yep.
We are where we are.
To see what we thought from the internal auditor, control officer, sorry, not auditor, control officer.
Budget to receive. Who is he? Right,
That's him.
that's me.
Him.
I looked at it all and I was horrified to see that one stamp had been unaccounted for. Oh, God. There we go. That's the extent. But it was, wasn't it, Leanne?
You're happy with them overall?
Yeah, it was very good. Thank you.
Okay, no other questions on that?
No,
Okay. The approved payments for account for August 24.
That's just because you've not got a meeting, so we're pre-approving
Oh, right,
your
yeah.
payments. Direct debits.
and the payments will be done in the normal way.
It will, exactly, yeah.
We don't,
Yeah, yeah,
except for the wages, we'll leave that until September.
Yeah, I'm very for that.
No, that's very good. Everybody happy first to accept the payments? Yes. The last thing on there, to agree the date of the next meeting, which is 21st of October.
That's it. That's the year gone then. Isn't it?
Now, I've been asked some questions of certain councillors about the timing of the meeting. I'm quite happy with 1 o'clock, but certain councillors saying they can't get here for 1 o'clock and this sort of thing. So I'm just trying it into the melting pot. I'll be happy with 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I am.
I just asked, because I've been asked this by other councillors, right, that's why I'm raising it.
Maybe when we do our 12-month calendar in January or in December, we rethink it then. If we want to go to an evening meeting.
Did we not do one at 5 o'clock before?
Yeah, but that's not 5 o'clock, John. That's 6:30, isn't it? That's what's wanted.
Full council
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
discussion and.
When we do your
Yes.
calendar of meetings, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's quite important that more people are here, isn't it?
Yes, so do I.
Yeah, but if you move the meeting and then they still don't.
Yeah, I know, but that's the,
There's no guarantee, you can't guarantee that, can you? But
Meetings in the evening are always better attended than they are at the moment.
They're not well attended anyway.
no, they're not.
But
No.
I think if we go to full council with it, so everybody that's.
Then it gives
has got
people an opportunity to.
I'm easy on it myself.
Oh, yeah.
I just wrote, right, because a couple of councillors raised this with me, and I thought it's important we do raise it.
Yes.
So when we do our next calendar of meetings for next year, we'll look at it then.
Yeah,
Full
but
councils, yeah.
I do think you need to know the people who are complaining about this time of this meeting, which suits me fine, that they actually do turn up to the ones that they want it changed to. That's the very brutal, simple question. Are you just waffling or do you really mean it?
Yeah, well, we've aired it, so, you know, unless anybody's, we carry on for this calendar year and then review it at the end of this term.
I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but personally, daytime meetings suit me fine because you're up for them. 6:30 at night, I
Okay,
really, in the winter, I do not want to turn out.
Yes.
Unless anybody's got anything, we'll chat.
You
Thank you all very much.
don't have